It's one of the most commonly accepted mantras that dwelling on the past for extended periods of time will be a detriment to your present and future, but let's focus on the past just for a temporal sake, for a moment, to just kind of validate now and the present as a whole. The past happened as it happened in one exclusive way. There was one chain, basically, of events, everyone coinciding with everyone that followed, jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping, until this point, which is the exact product of everything before it. If one thing had been different, this point would be different. That's just the basics of it. But there are thousands upon thousands of choices and decisions and actions and movements and motions made every millisecond that could have been done differently, that could have changed, that could have shifted, that could have so drastically moved here to here, wherever. The past could have created an unrecognisable present. It could be so distant and so far removed from what we have now, from just the simplest changes. Yes, some changes would have been extreme, but extreme changes at their core are a series of simple changes. So, how does that fare with now, knowing that our entire past was dependent on its own past, and our present could and will be something so different, so distant, so separated? It's such a volatile substance. Time and the passing of time, which is separate from time itself, is so volatile, so unstable, that it's just impossible to predict. Yes, we have ways to predict, we expect that, 60 seconds from now it will be a minute. A minute away. 60 minutes away will be an hour away. But those are just mindless predictions. Those are just systems we've put in place to sort of understand it. But really, time is more the passing of events, because if there's no observable events happening, there's no one to see time pass, there's nothing to notion that time has passed, time isn't really passing, it's just happening. Time is there, but it's not going on in its cycles if there are no cycles going, and those cycles, be whatever they may be, could be so different, it could be so drastically changed, but they happen in one set way, so so far, so permanent, that once it's happened, it's done. There's no going back, no changing, no anything, and there's no altering how it's going to happen, because you just have to wait and see how that happens, and waiting to see how it happens will lead one way, trying to change it will lead another, not doing anything, that'll go one way, this way, that way. We just can't grasp time, we can't caption it, we can't capture it, we can't get the system. It is the most complex thing, and it is the most abstract and far from human part of the universe, despite almost certainly being entirely out of human creation. And we invented seconds, we invented this, we invented that, we invented every system of time, and it is all down to us that this concept exists, but we have no clue about it. If humans hadn't come along and said, yeah, this is time, from here to here, A to B, this, that, the other, that's time. If no one had come up with that theory, no one would know it, no one would understand it, but that's fine. Someone did come up with that theory, and still we don't understand it, we haven't got it, so we wouldn't be worse off, we wouldn't be better off, we'd be exactly the same, stagnant and stuck, just experiencing these minute by minute, moment by moment, millisecond by millisecond decisions and choices and instances going on and off, bouncing and bouncing against and with and from each other, creating a present that is the most unstable, irregular and volatile substance on Earth. It's not, volatile plutonium, it's not enraged uranium. The most unstable substance on Earth is the state of being in the present, because the past is out of your control, the future is out of your control, and anything can happen and can have happened, and that's the literal definition of unstable, uncontrollable. We can't grasp it, no matter how hard we try. We just have to let it, but humans don't have that in their condition to let it. It doesn't feel satisfactory enough, so we don't let it. And that just pushes us more into this complex entanglement. It stopped being just a chain of events following each other, and now we're ending in this sort of tangle rope cat's cradle type thing. And it really doesn't make sense. As much sense as it would have when we first laid out the basics to this theory. You think giving it time we'll understand more, but really we've just pushed back our understanding and made it far too much complex. Instead of a straight line now, it's 1,000 zigzags intertwining. We don't get it, and probably will never. Time is just one of those things.